Why are you treating your life like a Con Ed class? Just going through modules thinking that if I just take this module, then I'm going to know more. I'm going to, my business is going to grow. It's just really like you're hoping that something is going to work because you've taken this course. I've seen this over and over and over again, time and time and again, especially in healthcare, because we are trained as healthcare providers that the more courses that we have, the better we are. And what truly does the better we are mean? Does that mean that we're broker? Probably. Does that mean that people just know our name more? Maybe. Does that mean that like the better I am at doing my skill? I don't know. Some people can take courses and come out knowing so much, and other people can take courses and they just are book smart and they cannot apply it at all to the patient. So that really varies. And I'm seeing this trend, and I'm actually seeing it more and more. And I believe it's happening because I just believe every single person is so overwhelmed. Because today we live in a world where there is so much freaking information out there. There's so much information, and everyone is trying to gather it. And by the way, I am a big information gatherer. Okay. I like to grab and gather all the information. But a lot of you guys cannot grab all the information and then process it and then be able to do something with it. Most people just stop with consuming it, consuming it, consuming it. But then they're like, okay, great. I just watched this video on it. Now I should know about it. Now my business is going to grow. And that's not how it works. How it actually works is you have to have a source that then actually knows what they're talking about that you consume, whether or not it's through coaching, whether or not it's an online product, whatever it may be, right? And then you get that information and you have to re-watch that information probably 5 to 7 times before it actually truly even sinks in on what the next step forward is for you. You cannot just watch it one time. It's not like a Con Ed class. You when you consume information, it's not just like, great, I just consumed it once. That's what we do in Con Ed courses. You consume it once and then you have to go try to apply it to the patient. That's not how you do business in life. And that's not how you move a business forward. You have to get the information. You have to go back and like tweak it. Meaning, okay, the first time I consume information, what I do is I write it down in like a notebook. Okay, the writing part actually helps it sink in. Then what I go do is I go back through my notes and I organize them. And I'm like, okay, these are like really kind of the bullet points. Okay, great. Then I may go back and rewatch the video to then see if I'm thinking about it a different way because now I have a pathway slightly because I watched that video. Okay, great. Now I watch the video or I listen to the teacher or whoever it may be, right? Okay, now what I'm going to do with that is now I have to take action. So most of us just stop there. They just stop before the action is taken. They just stop before you have to go do the hard thing. But they're proud of themselves because, and they give themselves not a pat on the back because they consumed it. So they think they know it or they think it's done in their business, but that's not the case. Business is about, and business and just life. When I say business, I really mean you developing as a person. That's truly what business is. It's just you developing. It's about you doing hard things every single day that you don't want to do. That's how you win in business. That's how you win in self-development. That's how you win when you're trying to elevate and take yourself to the next level. Every single day, I do something I don't like. Every single hour, I do something I don't like. But it's like, can I get through it? So again, this is where most people stop. Now, let's say I did go forward and take action. Okay, now I had to come up with a plan to go forward and take action. Or I have to ask someone, hey, like a coach or a provider or whatever, like I have to ask them, hey, what's my next steps? Okay, great. Now you get your next steps. Okay, then from there, you have to go now act on it. That may be like you have to go call 5 CrossFit gyms. Well, that may be scary as heck for you. Okay, well, now you're thinking, well, how the heck do I call these people? What do I say to them? Well, now this is an opportunity. If you have a coach, you ask the coach, how do I communicate with these people? Okay. How do I how do I connect so that it doesn't feel salesy? Okay, thanks for the feedback, coach. Okay, great. Now I'm going to go and actually do it. Now they go and do it. Okay, and now you're really proud of yourself because you just did something you hate. So now you're going to give yourself another pat on the back. And now you think you're done. Now you think you've completed the task. You're still not done. You've just met at like 50% of the way. We got to finish out the rest of the 50. Again, this is why people lose. So to stay in the game, you then now, after you called them once, they didn't answer. What are you going to do now? You're going to sit there and say, well, I tried. I called them. No, you're going to call them again and again and again. This is called a follow up every single day, sometimes twice a day. You're going to keep calling them. And most of you guys are going to be like, but I can email them. I can text them. Well, you could, but guess how many other your competitors are doing the same thing? It's the path of least resistance, the emailing and the calling. You have to do the hard thing. Is this sinking in yet? You have to do the hard thing. The people that do the hardest thing that most people aren't willing to do are the people that actually win. And I can apply this in every situation in life. Yesterday, I had berries falling off the tree onto our sidewalks here in California. Not one person, they've been there for like 2 weeks. Not one person was willing to go and sweep the sidewalks. Guess who was? Me. I went out there and I started sweeping the sidewalks because I was like, these berries are sticking in our stroller, are sticking in our dog stroller, sticking in our shoes. Then you would bring the berries in the house. Well, then the ants come because the berries have the ants in it, and then the ants want to eat the berries, and then it gets all over your house and in your floors and all this stuff. Like it's just a hot mess. It's a really honestly a hot mess. Okay, so who's though the person that's willing to do the hard thing to then be able to move forward and walk freely on the sidewalk without having to dodge these berries and this hot mess? Me. So I went out there and started sweeping the sidewalk. My husband's first reaction was, oh my God, you look homeless. Stop doing that. Like, you're not carrying a broom, so you wouldn't be seen with me. So I had to go do it by myself. And then as I'm out there sweeping the freaking sidewalks, guess who comes out? One of the neighbors. And he's like, you know what? I really would help you right now, but I just don't have time. But I really would help you because those things are a pain in the butt. I said, I know they're a pain in the butt, but I was the only one willing to do the hard thing. I think this is where, as healthcare, we miss the boat. The smartest people don't win. The smartest people that have taken every Con Ed class, that have taken every course possible, they don't win. Those are the people that actually stay stuck. It's the people that are willing to do the step 2 or the step 3 that actually win because they follow up. It's the people that are willing to get on that phone. It's the people that are willing to then do all the follow-ups after that and not give up until someone actually talks to them. Those are the people that win. And I get it. We've all been trained. Like, I'm on your team. I understand where your head's at. But to move forward in self-development, in business, in life, whatever you freaking want, what you all say you want big dreams and big goals. But I would say 1% is willing to actually work for it and willing to actually do something so different outside of their comfort zone that actually makes sense. It's going to move them forward. Most people are like, well, I consumed it, so I should know it. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. And even worse, they start trying to then go to every single person trying to figure out like what's their newest thing of like, and this is why some of these coaches, just to like attract people, they'll be like, we're going to talk about lampshades today because it's just a new topic and people are going to be attracted to it. And like, that's literally the strategy. And it's like, but that's not going to move you forward. That's not going to move your business forward. But people gravitate to that because everyone wants something new. Everyone wants something different. But the problem is the boring thing actually moves the business. And I hate to state the obvious, but that's the obvious. The boring stuff will literally move your business. The stuff that people just say, oh yeah, I already know about that. Let me try to learn something new. The people that are always trying to keep learning and learning and learning, but not implementing, those are the people that lose. You have to learn and then do. Take action. Learn, then do. Learn, then do. And you have to ask a lot of questions. You got to ask a lot of questions. And that's why I love coaching. Because I could tell you personally, when my clients ask me questions, I can tell you a big stat. The people in my coaching program, okay? The people that ask the most amount of questions are going to be my highest earners, always. And you know why? And I can just tell you that from the get go. I can tell you if someone's going to be successful if they're asking me questions. That's it. I can tell you because if they're asking questions and they're actually thinking about how to move and progress themselves and their business. When they're not asking questions, those are the people that are asking me for every module, for let me just consume module, but they don't even need it. They don't even need it. And how I structure a lot of my programs is I only allow people to have access for a month here and then a month here and then a month here, because I know if I give them everything all at once, all they go and do is just like consume, but then there's no action. And the lack of action is then why people get frustrated with themselves. And then they're like, well, I'm going to give up because this didn't work. It didn't work because we weren't systematized at it. It didn't work because we didn't take action on it. You consumed it, but then you didn't take action on it. You didn't go do the hard thing that you actually have to do to move your business forward. So, like, I'm putting this out here today because I keep seeing this over and over. I've talked to a lot of people and I just keep seeing the same pattern. And I want us to recognize this. I'm not shaming anyone. What I'm saying is, I need you guys to recognize what's happening. And a lot of you guys need accountability. That's why I'm here, for accountability. A lot of you guys need direction. That's why I'm here, to help guide you and direct you and say, like, all I tell my people is like, tell me what your problem is. I'll tell you what to do, go do it, and then report back and tell me like the findings or the stats that you got from that. And then I'll tell you the next thing to do. How easy is that? But most people don't even want to do that, because the problem is then they don't go do the hard thing, so they can't report anything back, right? So don't be that person. If you truly say you want to live this life of like your calendar is free and you want to be able to provide for your family and take more than one vacation a year, I have the secret. I have the code. Help many people do this. But all those people that I've helped do it are the people that are willing to do hard things. And so the real question is, you have to ask yourself, are you willing and able to do hard things? Are you able and willing to do hard things that you may not want to do? But is that big why big enough to where you're going to actually then do the thing and it's going to make you do the hard thing? Like calling that person and being like, hi, this is awkward, but this has to be awkward. Because when you have a coach, we can guide you through the thing to make it not as uncomfortable and get you to do it. But if you don't have a coach and you're like just floundering, those are the people that really go off and try to start grabbing at every free thing, every free whatever. And then they're super lost because now they have all this information and they don't know what to do with it. So if I could just ask one thing out of this episode today, please don't be the person that just wants to grab for everything. Don't be that person. Be the person that's hyper focused. Be the person that has a direction. Be the person that has a path. And if you guys need that path, I'm honestly willing to help you. You can literally text me. You can text me at 703-783-2388. Text me so that I can create a clear path for you. Because when you have a clear path, then you can just start hitting the mark. And then it's clear what you need to do. But right now, there's just so much information with AI and all the things. Anyone can get any information. But very few can focus and systematize it to know the path that they should go down. So most people stop at step 1. They don't hit step 2. They don't hit step 3. And that's where the magic happens. So be the change, be different, be the follow through person, and let's go. Game freaking on. Here we go.